There was a time when the frontier felt distant, defined by the limits of where we could go and how far we could reach. But those boundaries are shifting. New routes are opening, and more pioneers than ever are stepping forward to claim their place among the stars. The Stroud Systems is entering a new era of exploration, and the need for something greater has never been clearer. Not just a ship that can travel further, but one that can lead the way. Lindan Engineering Corporation is proud to introduce the Meridian Star. As the flagship of the Star Explorer series, the Meridian Star is engineered to unify exploration, research, and deployment within a single fully integrated platform. From orbital survey to planetary operations, the Meridian Star adapts to every phase of the journey, coordinating discovery from above and mission control on the ground. The solar radiators mounted on each wing collect stellar energy that feeds into the Class C gravitron reactor, delivering the range and efficiency required to sustain deep space operations. Its modular design supports a crew of up to 15 explorers, depending on mission profile, with dedicated facilities for research, transportation, and maintenance, allowing every expedition to scale with ambition. In an age where the frontier is no longer out of reach, the question we have to ask ourselves isn't if we explore, but how far we're willing to go. With the space lanes open for discovery, there are no limits. The Meridian Star by Lindan Engineering Corporation.
Captain, incoming grav jump signatures detected. They appear to be hostile. Weapon systems coming online in 3, 2, 1.
Alright shipwrights, welcome back to another LEC video. Today we're going to be diving into a modded build that works across all platforms. So PS5 players, you can build this no problem, as long as you're okay with some mods. The Meridian Star is an exploration ship that's heavily inspired by the Anvil Carrack from Star Citizen, and it's the flagship of the LEC Star Explorer series. I'll be providing 4 different versions of this ship that you can choose from based on the mods that you have. The first version that we're going to build only uses Ship Builder Configurator. Otherwise, it's a fully vanilla update of my original Meridian Star build that I uploaded back in early 2024. If you're running Falkland Systems or Stroud Premium Edition, I'll also be showing alternate hab layouts built specifically for those mods. And then at the end, we'll take that semi-vanilla version and transform it into the optimized one that's featured in the trailer using Tiger Shipyards Overhaul and better ship part flips. All of these mods are available across all platforms, but if you're on PC or Xbox and you want to see a fully modded take on the ship, make sure to check out my Meridian Star build from early 2025. That version's a bit larger and it features expanded hab layouts with a full suite of modded parts. As usual, the video has timestamps for the parts and mods needed. So that being said, this is now the 3rd iteration of the Meridian Star. It's a direct update to the original version, and it only uses vanilla parts. I just wanted to provide a new version that's compatible on all platforms, and I try to make this as accessible as possible. Overall, the ship is 76 meters long and 58 meters wide, so it's almost 40% smaller than the actual Anvil Carrack, but that also makes it very usable in this game. You can choose whichever habs you want, but this build is designed to crew up to 6, and whether you follow the vanilla hab layout or the modded hab layout, you'll have every facility and workbench that you could possibly need, including all the accommodations for all the crew members. I try to build this to be a one-stop shop that you can use throughout the game. Now, as far as the cost to build this, depends on your rank in the commerce skill, as well as your component selection, but if you follow this guide exactly, it's going to cost around 940,000 credits, give or take. And then depending on your modded hab selection with Stroud Premium Edition or Falkland Systems, the cost will increase by about 22,000 credits. The final optimized version that uses more modded parts will add about 320,000 credits to the overall cost. And like I said, this is the version that's in the trailer, so you'll have 4 different options that you can choose from depending on your mods. I'll be providing an interior tour for the modded version that includes Falkland and Stroud Premium habs that I've also decorated. And the decorations mod list will be provided during the interior tour section of the video. A couple more things. This build has parts that can only be purchased from specific star yards or vendors. The bridge, for example, can only be purchased at Deimos Star Yard. These are noted by a yellow highlight in the parts list, so get those items first, then you can build the rest of the ship at an outpost landing pad. And the last thing before we begin, I want to go over the select all plus shift merging technique. Using a mod like Ship Builder Configurator allows parts to merge easily, but in most if not all cases, successfully merging a part requires an extra step. When you're merging parts, if there's an open snapping point, the parts will automatically snap and merge into place. But when you're doing a full-on merge where all the snapping points are occupied, then you have to do the select all plus shift technique. Basically, you get the part that you need to merge as close as you can to where it needs to go. Or you can literally merge it and just leave it floating in place without letting it snap to anything. Then you highlight the section of attached parts and either press accept or drag the highlighted parts towards the merging part. You can do this for single or multiple parts, but you need to do this each time you merge a part that doesn't automatically snap into place. There may be areas where I don't have to do this, but you might have to, so get used to this technique. Okay, sorry for the lengthy intro. I just wanted to be as transparent as possible with what you could do with this build and with what's required. Everything will be detailed step by step, and I'll provide vocal instructions for the important areas. But always remember, if you have any questions or if you get stuck anywhere, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. Alright, so I'm going to chime in real quick. Right now we're going to do our first merge of the build, and it's going to involve the select all plus shift merging technique that we went over in the intro. So we're going to attach this Galleon S204 cargo hold right behind the Nova Hab, and then merge that AccuLander 11 landing gear into the cargo hold. Don't let it snap anywhere, just merge it in as close as you can. Then highlight the whole ship by double-clicking any part, and then shift it over to the cargo hold. That should merge it into place. So one more time, I'm going to show this again. Just merge it into place, and then highlight the whole ship, and then shift it to the cargo hold. We're also going to merge the Pinch 8Z reactor as well. So merge that into the cargo hold and the landing gear, highlight the whole ship, and then shift it backwards into the reactor to merge it. After that, we're going to merge a Deimos belly with this ballast 100 cm shielded cargo hold. And first thing you want to do is just attach both parts to the ship so that we can get them leveled on the y-axis. It makes merging a lot easier, right? So just attach both. Once the cargo hold is attached, just merge the Deimos belly into the cargo hold, highlight the whole ship, shift it backwards into the Deimos belly. Without place doors yourself, getting a proper layout can be a little annoying, so the best way to control most of the door and ladder placement is by laying out habs in order, starting from the first hab that touches the lower deck. In this case, I want a ladder to connect from the rear of the armory to the rear starboard corner of the 2x2 Nova living quarters. From there, I want the living quarters to attach to a Stroud all-in-one hab, which will connect to the science lab, then the workshop, and then finally the infirmary. If this is done correctly, you'll have single door connections throughout all the habs, and you'll be able to keep all the cool amenities of the 2x2 living quarters, like the pool table, the workout bench, the lounge, and the galley. There's no way to guarantee this works, but it does help if you lay out the habs in the order that you want the doors and the ladders to flow. Now I want to let you know that when we add these bumper mids, they're going to clip into the side rooms of the Ares bridge. I think those side rooms are pretty useless, so I don't really mind the clipping, and you can always use decorations to kind of cover it up. If you really don't want any interior clipping, then switch the first bumper from a mid to a 4, then add bumper mids behind it. If you use modded decorations, it's actually a lot easier to cover up the clipping, and you can make the bridge look way more functional. What you're seeing here is a combination of decorations from various mods like Better Buildable Walls, Furnish Your Fleet, Nem's Deco Pack, Midas Manor, and Panels, among many others too. The engines are going to feature a lot of merging, but the parts should mostly snap into place without requiring the select all plus shift merge. If your parts aren't snapping into place, just use that technique. Now you're going to see me use the South 6330 engines, but you should use the 6830s if you unlock them. I built this on a new save, so I haven't unlocked them yet. And of course, if you're on Xbox or PC, use any modded engine that you prefer. This is mainly for the PS5 players. Also, good thing about the engines is, since it's mostly symmetrical, we only have to build one setup that we can duplicate. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. So as I mentioned earlier, this is an update to my vanilla version of the ship that only uses vanilla structural parts. Once mods like Intrinity Aeroworks and Ship Module Snap Expansion get ported over to PS5, I'll do an updated modded version that'll be like the ultimate version of this ship. Now at the time of this recording, there have been quite a few ship mods that have been ported over to PS5. I'll make community posts as more become available, but we're still waiting on Ship Module Snap Expansion by Hobart, which is one of the more crucial ship mods. It adds additional rotations that better ship part flips doesn't do, and it also adds these parts called Hab Snaps, which are used for fractional merging and snapping. Since that mod released, pretty much all of my builds have utilized Hab Snaps in one way or another, because they're just that useful for fine-tuning. So if you want to build any of my modded ships, anything before December 21st, 2024 will be something that you should be able to do depending on mod availability. And then anything that I've uploaded from 2025 onwards will require some alternative methods or just new designs altogether. That's not to say that those ship builds are undoable. You can still do most of the ship, but you just have to pivot in some of the areas and get creative with it. In any case, I'll continue to upload a mix of PS5 friendly builds and builds that utilize mods that I know are going to get ported over, like the Antares mods by Discal. Okay? And as always, feel free to reach out to me in the comments if you have any questions or build requests, or if you just want to chat all things Starfield and No Man's Sky shipbuilding. This is Lindan, signing off. See you in the Starfield.